For once, I'm giving the funny looks.
Okay.
That shirt got you in a mood, girl.
I know, like ready to party.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
I'm doing the intro.
Yeah, I'll do it. Do do do. Hi everyone, and welcome to Where Are the Adults? My name is Monique, and we have Wally here as the host, the other host. On today,
The other host, not the host.
the other person. For today's topic, we're going to discuss: is it better to be alone or miserable with someone? All right.
Problem solved. Problem solved. Everybody just got to peek at what you drink. Not at you.
Oh, like, all right. All right. So, do you think it's better to be alone, or do you think it's better to be miserable but not alone?
Oh, I've been alone for a long time, so my answer is clear.
Mine too.
Alone.
Mine too. Like, I'd rather be alone than miserable. So I guess okay. So let's kind of level set. So when it comes to being alone or miserable, we both are kind of saying that we rather just be alone because we're not set on being miserable with someone, right?
Right.
Um. Now, with that being said, that we rather not be miserable. Why is it that we feel that our peace is
Because
is
I
better?
can be miserable all by myself.
I mean, it's very true, right?
Absolutely. And I do it daily, and I do it very well.
But the miserable part, or just
Both.
all.
Just being alone and miserable leads to a lot of creation and events, and eventually doing a podcast with a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I help take away the miserable part.
Oh, sure.
Why do you think some people feel like it's not better to be alone?
So does this.
Why do you think some people think it's better not to be alone?
Clears the passages right up. What do you mean? Like, why are people
Like, say for example, like they
feel
could
like
be,
they'd rather be miserable in a couple than
yeah,
alone?
like then or because I kind of feel like they're probably afraid to be alone.
I'm trying to get answers out of that too. I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think they are afraid to be alone. Like they feel like if they are alone, it means they're unattractive or, a bad person or
A bad
unlovable.
person. Oh, I could see the unlovable part, right? I don't know because I feel like it's also probably how we were raised. Like like I know nowadays everyone is talking about like childhood traumas and stuff like that. So I kind of feel like it probably has to do with something where maybe they felt abandoned or alone, somewhere or some part in their life that they don't want to be alone. Being alone is just something scary.
It's possible.
Hmm.
I can't speak for everybody that thinks like that, but I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with vanity. Either they feel like if they're alone, they're unlovable or unattractive. I don't know.
Or they're like I've known like a lot of other
Or
women
they hate
have.
their own company so much they just need somebody there to make miserable.
Or is this value in words or value in titles? So it's
That's
like,
true too.
you know,
Societal.
yeah, where it's like, I'm someone's wife or I'm someone's husband. Um,
Fiance.
you know what? Fiance.
Fiance.
But I feel like
Have you met my fiance?
I think that it could also be like this caught up in appearances and titles, like that your worth is tied up in that. Just like for example, like I was talking to a coworker where, um, she's not married. She was married before, but she's like a older lady, like she's in her 50s, like her late 50s.
Ancient.
So
Did
she's
you ask her what kind of dinosaur she used to ride?
she's not married. She doesn't have any kids. And she was like,
I got news
well,
for her.
at least I was married before.
Oh.
So it's almost like society, like has it where, like, say if you're not, like, say you're not with someone, you should at least then by a certain age, then you should at least have kids. If you don't have kids, you should be with someone. If you have none, then you're worth nothing. So I think like some people maybe wrap that up in it where at least I have someone because then I am something. I'm not nothing.
I can see certain cultures thinking that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. A
Hmm.
lot of different cultures, actually. thinking that way.
Do Americans think that way?
Well, it depends on their family background, I would say.
Okay.
Are you talking about like WASP Americans?
Not like real.
Or like,
I don't want to say real American. Non-immigrant
I am a
Americans.
real American.
Because I'm not American.
Hulk Hogan would say, "You should be married by the time you're 30, brother."
You know, like I'm
I don't know. And take your vitamins or something along that line.
I don't know, because I was talking to my dad.
Then he might drop some racial slurs.
I was talking to my dad the other day about like you know, he was like, you know, like guys that when they reach a certain age, like how do they feel that they're not married and they don't have any children? Like you know, like he was wondering, like, do they feel lonely? Or
Nope.
No, you're not lonely.
Not at all.
But like you said, like when it comes to the culture and everything, like even with me, I know like people ask my parents, especially they ask my dad, like, oh, how come you know your daughter's not married yet? You know, like you know, none of his kids are married, but you know, we're all doing well for ourselves. But it's not about your worth or whatever. It's about like say, oh, by a certain age, like I said, like in our culture, well, in my culture, by a certain age, you should be, you know, you should have your profession, you should be married, and you should have kids, and that's the order you do it in.
I think a lot of different cultures feel that way, some more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like some cultures feel like 40-year-old grandmothers are normal.
Yeah, yeah.
But others, you know, not so much. Like they want you to, you know, completely finish your education first and then think about that sort of thing. Or, you know, by the time you become a woman, I don't know what their definition is by become a woman, but like that you should already, you know, be on that path to having your own family, or a man.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you like, how is it for men?
I think they hold different standards.
But
I
is
don't
it?
know.
But is there a certain age that when a guy reached a certain age, you know, they're looking at you like, what's wrong with you? You've never been married, you have no kids. Why aren't you not? You know, it's not like you're like, you know, not that you're not attractive, not like you have good qualities. Like, why are you not with someone? Seriously.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, I know for me, as just me, Monique, like the reason why I'm not with anyone is not that people don't approach me or I just don't date. I know that I have where if I could see myself being miserable with you, if I see you trying to control me, because I think people misjudge me in a sense of I do come off as quiet and shy, but I'm not. Like, say, once you get to know me, you'll know that, you know, I'm very open. You know, you know, try to be loving and everything. But when I think they see a quiet person, they'll automatically want to control a quiet person, and I'm not into anyone controlling me.
No, you're not.
So, so for me, it's like if I see someone is trying to control me, or like I see myself being miserable, I'm like, no, I honestly rather just be alone than dealing with this BS.
You definitely proved that before.
How so? Wait.
Well, your ex.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to kind of control you, I guess.
Yeah.
And you definitely weren't happy with that.
Mm-mm. I just can't.
And you were like, hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, and now it's like I don't know, like it's like you learn your lessons. So like anyone that I see from the jump like trying, it's like no, because it's like I don't know, like anyone out there like coming from a West Indian household, you are controlled. Like you know what you could do. Everything is just it's a very controlling environment. That the last thing I want now that I'm not at home is to be controlled by someone. So it's more, I guess, you know, that word trigger, that is my trigger. Like if someone's trying to control me, then the monster comes out.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not a pretty.
It's not a pretty monster either.
No, it's not. I'm short and I've had like guys, this is not to brag, but I've had guys that they're afraid to come to New Rochelle because they're afraid about what I may do.
Ooh.
And I'm a little girl.
Ooh. Let's be specific. She's not underage.
No, I'm like 5'2". Like
She's
I'm
a
short.
person.
I'm short.
Little people.
And you know, I don't cuss people out because I don't curse, you know, but I'll tell you about yourself, and people don't like to hear about themselves.
And she has a look, boy, you know it's on you. You just feel that side eye.
Like, but yeah, I don't know. So for me, like that's why I rather just be alone. And
That
then
could be a whole deadly conversation without saying a word.
yeah,
Yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
that comes with the territory.
Oh yeah.
But but that's why for me, I like sometimes I don't understand why people are miserable and they choose to stay. But then I can understand, like if you've never been alone, the thought of being alone can be scary.
I don't know. I'm not even worried about it. I don't think about it too much.
But you've always been alone.
Wow.
No, in a sense, like
Dagger
no,
in
in a
the
sense,
head, heart head,
no, but I mean, like you
right there. Dagger.
you take care of yourself. Like you don't have to. You know what I mean? Like say you could have you can be by yourself. You could be in your own space. You don't need someone constantly around you. You don't like say for example, you break up with this person and then tomorrow you have to have someone else. So like you're used to being
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, I'm good.
So you're not afraid of being
not
alone
afraid
when
of being
you're
alone at
alone.
all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Where I could see like if someone never was alone, I think it can be scary. Or the thought of it can be scary.
But maybe if it is it the opposite though? Like maybe somebody that grew up always being alone can't be alone as an adult.
True.
Maybe that's the opposite. I don't know.
It can because I grew up in a house with people.
Right. Me too. Siblings.
And I always wanted to be alone.
Exactly. I was like I always wanted my own space when I was a kid. And I was like, damn, as an adult I can finally make sure I have my own space.
It could be that,
Why do I want to interrupt? Like you have to be really good to, want me to stop my alone time.
Because we even talked about it, like if we were not you and I in a
Like,
relationship together, but like said like having I was like I told you were the first person that didn't look at me weird when I was like I would have to have my own room. And then,
I'm all about it.
And then you sent me like remember that picture of like it was like two houses next to one and then had
Dream
like,
house.
the bridge.
Dream
and I
house.
was like, that's awesome.
I'll
We
even take
meet
the
in the
small
middle.
one. I'll take the small side over the garage, like dream house.
You could meet in the middle. I know it sounds weird, but I don't know because it's a product of being alone for so long that, like you said, you don't want anyone coming disturbing your peace.
Exactly. Yo, dream house. Dream house. If people don't know, try to look it up. Like, it's a meme where it's got a house where it's got a section above the garage. There's like a little bridge that connects to the main house. I'm like, she can have that side. I'll take that little side above the garage. Good. Gully.
Yeah.
Good.
But like
Dream.
you said, but like I said, like maybe like they grew up where they're whether they have siblings or not, like they grew up maybe feeling alone all the time.
So now they always want company.
They need a company in order to feel at peace.
Feel affection and love and wanted.
And then remember the miserableness could be where, depending on like how they are translating love, like say if the person is miserable
that's where we should get into.
Yeah, they
Like,
could
how do they
think,
stick to it being miserable all the time?
maybe for them it's where
Like maybe it's not 24/7 miserable. Maybe there's like a nice moment here and there where they could point to and be like, see, it's not all bad. We have good times sometimes.
do you think men tend to see the bad more than women do? Because I know for me personally, in the past I've always looked at the good, but it's like as I got older I had to remind myself there was more bad than there was good.
I don't think that depends on gender. That just depends on how logical the person thinks,
Mm-hmm.
where they can point that stuff out. And some people just blind it.
Yeah.
Some people just purposely blind, or maybe it's not even purposely. It's just
Just
something
focusing on the
psychological.
good, yeah.
Like they're blind. The bad is gone. They don't even focus on it. Only the good parts.
And do you think like maybe for them like the miserableness is how they feel their partner is showing that they love them?
Could be. It could be like maybe they're not showing it at all.
So it's like a way, like say, okay,
Maybe it's just constant fighting. Maybe it's just constant jealousy. Maybe it's just
no, but can they make translate that as this person cares for me?
The jealousy,
Yeah.
maybe, but the fighting. I mean, oof.
Yeah, I think some people take it like
Like all couples are gonna fight, but like a constant thing
some
over
people
the most petty, stupid stuff.
some
Like,
people probably feel like I feel, and I'm not saying that we're
I know
like
you're not
that,
saying
but
this,
I think some people do look at that as a person cares about me, as a person is showing affection to me because they're jealous.
they care enough to be jealous.
Yeah, because remember we talked about it on one of our
Yeah,
episodes
that was a
about
different. That was a
jealousy.
red flag one.
For us, it's a red flag. That's why we like our peace. But I feel like for some people that is just a sign. So it's like, okay, why should I? Because you have some people that when they have someone that's very nice to them and they do things for them, they may be like, oh, well, that person doesn't like me. Or they don't love me. Yeah, they like me, but they don't love me. So I need someone to yell and scream or to be jealous to show that they have some feelings towards me.
I mean, you can show passion and feelings without yelling and screaming and being jealous. That's my opinion.
No, we know that there's healthy ways to do it, but because it's the only way I could see like someone staying in
Their
something,
logic.
yeah, like that they're miserable with because to them the person probably does care about them, and it could be back to self-reflection where they don't care enough about themselves, unfortunately, to want happiness
Right.
because
They just want company.
yeah, because unfortunately, a lot of people don't think that they're deserving of happiness.
A lot of people don't think they deserve a lot of things. I don't know. Family and love, I guess, happiness. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's my question is how can somebody just stay in a miserable relationship? I couldn't do it. Like the first sign I'd see of it, like, oh, this person's going to make me miserable. That would be it. They're going to disturb my peace. See ya later.
But I think because you know what peace feels like.
Oh, I guess. Not real peace, but like my peace.
What you're defining as peace.
Right.
I think that could play into it.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever had real peace.
I don't think anyone has had like real peace, but it's like the peace that you make within yourself.
Them Buddhist monks look peaceful. I'll tell you what. I'm a little envious of them guys. Their mindfulness. I don't have the patience for that. I'm a pretty patient person, but damn. You tell me to give up my technology? I don't know.
It's not bad. Remember when I lost my phone for what, 2 months? Not lost, but it was broken.
Yeah, you tried staying in touch through email and it just wasn't happening.
But I was fine with it. Everyone else wasn't, but I was fine with it.
But you still had some tech. You still had your laptop and your streaming.
Yeah,
services
but you couldn't talk to
and
not
your TV.
People couldn't talk to
Yeah,
me.
you cut people off, but not your technology.
But if we had other things to do, it wouldn't be so bad.
There's plenty. Well, that's for another talk. Plenty of stuff to do. Honestly, I don't know. Now I know why we're alone, though.
No, please. I know why we're alone.
Both of us were like, I ain't giving up my technology, damn it.
I'm not giving up my peace. And if you watch
For
one
me,
of the
like,
other...
like I'm not giving up my peace means I'm not gonna bring more people in this life.
Really?
That's giving up my peace. Bringing people in. And it's like, damn. Now I got more obligations, more birthdays, more holiday visits.
But that would keep on growing because you're a person that makes friends easily. Or, you meet...
Acquaintances.
Okay, well, like where...
I ain't buying them gifts.
So I could see that still happening, but...
Might get a Christmas card. Might. They'll get a text that says Merry Christmas with a Santa emoji.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's... and a tree. Maybe a tree. If I really like you, it'll be Santa and a tree.
People are taking notes now.
All right. Now you know. So if you only received a Santa last year, you're an acquaintance.
But if with a tree...
Then I really like you. Then you're a good acquaintance.
Good acquaintance.
You're in the bigger circle than the small circle of real friends.
Okay, I'm not even gonna ask this. We're getting off topic. I was gonna ask you, like, what do your real friends get?
I'll show up to their occasions.
Oh, their events. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they know they'll see me in person more than once a year.
Okay.
Like, believe it or not, that's not. I mean, most people only see me maybe a dozen times a year.
Mm. Well, but we're not talking about friendships. Back to the topic.
Yeah,
No.
miserable or alone.
Yeah. But like I said, like I feel like a lot of people, this has a lot of things to trigger, but ultimately feel like they don't really feel it's good for them to be alone.
I choose miserable and alone. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't like being
I'm not
miserable.
that miserable.
I don't like being miserable. I just choose to be alone, not miserable.
No, I'm pretty happy. Well, I mean, not happy, but like,
No, you're okay with
content.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Do you see a lot of people nowadays being in relationships and just being miserable?
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. I don't want to get in specifics, but yeah. I see people that are extremely unhappy in their relationships, and not everybody. Some people I know in their relationships are quite happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's healthy. I'm sure they have their problems, but
Of course, like you're not gonna have it. Nothing that is.
no relationship is perfect. There's gonna be fights.
And if there's not, then that's not healthy.
Then that's weird. It's robotic.
Not even that, but that someone is holding some type of resentment,
Probably.
but doesn't want to hurt the other person's feelings, and that will come out as a mess
That'll
when they
explode.
can't, hold it in
Yeah.
anymore.
But yeah, I know plenty of people miserable in their relationships. Miserable. Either it's constant fighting or it's constant cold shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Because even now, like I feel like with the like how things are made up and everything, it's almost as if the society is forcing you to be with someone. Like for example, like how rent is going up, gas is going up, everything is going up. It's very hard to be by yourself, right?
Don't you get more benefits or breaks when you're in a couple too? Like,
Mm-hmm.
or married?
I mean, that's what I hear.
Like taxes or loans or stuff like that.
And then if the other person is also working, you have more than one income coming in.
More than one income, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it counts like as household income, so it's added together.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
So
That makes sense,
but that's why I feel like some people may stay with someone because, like, say, you've never been alone, and now
for the benefits of it.
yeah, for the benefits of what comes along with it, because
Right.
now you don't have to pay the rent by yourself. You're splitting that with someone else. Like, and like I said, with how things are kind of set up, it's kind of hard to pay, because even like now that my sister and I are looking to purchase something, it's like you see the prices and you're like, okay, like me personally,
But right now, like personally, that not personally, but right now it's a seller's market, so
yeah,
you guys are gonna be
yeah. But but even then, like it's like it's just like a comfort or security sometimes if that person is financially stable, whatever, to have another outcome, not outcome, another income coming in. Or like say for example, like say when you go to events, maybe you don't like going to events alone and you're not a person that have a lot of friends that you could go with, so you rather just have this person that you're used to, how to,
like a guaranteed date.
yeah, or event. I feel like sometimes it's like not showing up to places alone. Number two is you like the title of the situation.
I feel like that's a big factor.
Yeah, like the whole title of it, because society does still think of people who are single as miserable, as lonely.
And they judge them and question them and ask them why.
Yeah, like I think it's seen as something very negative.
Like, we got the answers. Like, man, if I had the answers, don't you think I would have solved them? Stop asking. Why are you single? I don't know. You want to be my agent?
But that's what I feel like.
It's like, I feel like you'd be beating them off with a stick. Tell them that.
You could also go see the episode of how Wally flirts.
Yeah, you should.
and you'll see why he's still single.
Plays a big factor.
But I don't know. I just feel like
It's
it's
like
a lot.
if I look at you twice and you're still not getting it, we're probably not gonna end up talking.
No, but seriously though, I feel that, especially like with the people that I know, I think a lot has to do with title.
I think it has a lot to do with title and fear of being alone.
You're completely alone.
Yeah.
Because, like, say, for example, like, especially like you have like
Feeling
all,
unwanted and unloved.
no, but especially like you have now, like within our environment, where
Or
like,
maybe they're scared of thunder and
where,
they need a thunder buddy.
no, where, like say when you reach a certain age, especially for women, like when you reach a certain age, it's like you're undesirable. You reach that age, you're with someone.
Oh yeah, like once you get past like the age of 23, whoo.
You know, you're old. So so it's like,
Kidding.
okay. So when you're with someone, you probably feel like, okay, if I was to go back out there, I hate saying back on the market, like, you know, you're a piece of meat, but like when you
Once you
go
go back out on the meat market,
when you go back,
especially if you're a man, literally the meat market.
ew, when you go back on, you know, in the dating world, you know, you feel like no one is going to love you, no one's gonna, you know, like you or find you attractive or want to be with you because, you know, at this time you either were married before, or you married, have kids, or you have kids, you know, that you feel like you'll be undesirable. So not wanting to feel like you're undesirable, you rather just stay with this person.
Mm. Yeah, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather just stay with that person and be miserable than look bad, go through a divorce, become a single parent, fear that maybe nobody else will want them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially after having a kid or two.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I say to those people? Just look at KK. Right back on the horse. Like, I mean, come on. She fell, got right back on with kids. You can do it too.
I guess.
And their names rhyme with Skeet or Treat
Next, I feel like if you
or
if
Fleet.
like if you want someone of quality, they will accept you for what, not any like something bad, but like they will accept you and what you come with. But I feel like the fear of that they're not going to will keep people in a relationship, or like fear of, like, say, your habits that you have, that other people won't like those habits, that you rather stay with them. Because I feel like it's almost like I have like a little fear of being with someone, like, meaning, like, you know, like living with someone and not wanting to kill them, whereas someone else could have that fear of being alone and, you know, dying of loneliness.
Mm. Can you actually die of loneliness?
I think you can, because you have couples that they've been together for years and then one person dies and then a month later the other person dies.
But isn't that like brokenheartedness instead of loneliness?
Oh, that's true. That's a different word. Yeah.
Right? I think so.
Yeah. Broken heart.
Because I've seen miserable couples where one died and the other lived on for 20 something years. You know, damn well they were happy about that. They're like, I did it. I did my time till death do us part.
That's true. It's broken heartedness.
And then they were super happy for the next 20 years or so. I've seen it. I'm not going to drop names, but I've seen it.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
In person.
All right. So.
Because, like I said, some people would rather be miserable instead of worried about being back out on the, like the term you hate,
marketplace.
Again. Yeah.
Some stock.
Back on the shelf. Repackaged. You know, and they repackage it in such an ugly way where it's like packaging tape or scotch tape or forbid duct tape. Man, super hard to get that off. And then you got the glue residue left on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, ugh. Man, that was repackaged with duct tape. It was so damaged when they went back on the market.
I don't know.
Picture here.
No, I see the picture. I see the picture.
That would be me. I'd be the duct tape package.
But you brought up a good thing, like in a sense of it's probably societal. Is what everyone is. People may not want to admit it, but a lot of people are afraid of what other people are going to think about them.
Perhaps.
And like I said, I feel like how society is set up, like I said, they villainize being single. Because if you're single, something's automatically wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you.
Absolutely.
And then if you're single
no
past,
kids?
something really wrong with you. But if you're married and everything, you could paint or you're with someone, you could paint this pretty picture of like you got life together and everything is going well for you, where behind closed doors, no one knows what's really going on. So it's like, not me, but like they probably look at it, I'd rather be having this, what society tells me I'm supposed to have, than now not have it. And now society is already telling me, if now you're single with kids and you're a divorcee, now nobody wants you. Everyone's just gonna throw you away like you're just a piece of garbage. Or like say like we just said, like if you're single, you have no kids, and then you reach like you're 30 and above, something wrong with you, and no one should approach you or even look at you.
Exactly.
So that I think some people rather stay on what is considered the positive side of things than being viewed negatively in society.
I'll take the negative thoughts.
Yeah, because we're outcasts. We're rebels.
Absolutely. Rebels. That's right.
We like people thinking other things.
Think what you want. Think of me as some lowly, unwanted leper. I'm okay with that. I don't know why I said leper. It's the first thing that came to my mind.
You're thinking biblical.
I mean, there's plenty of lepers outside in real world right now. I'm pretty sure there's lepers.
I'm sure.
Is it a real thing still? I don't know.
Probably.
Bubonic plague out there too.
But I guess this is where another thing. This is where we need everyone's help, right? To figure out, like
Oh, totally.
Like say, number one, would you rather be with someone and be miserable? If so, why? Or would you kind of lean towards what Wally and I are saying? We'd rather be single than with someone and be miserable. And
you could totally create some fake anonymous account and
you don't have to
reveal if you're miserable in a relationship. Totally.
Yeah, and that's why, because it's like it's so for me.
Just
I don't
so we
know
the numbers.
For me personally, I'm just interested to know, like how other people think and why, they do certain things.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to know. I would love to know why people would rather choose the labels and be unhappy than be happy and alone.
And if you're like,
or if it's possible for them to be happy and alone, because some people it's just not possible.
No, because I think it's just how everyone is made up. Everyone's made up a different way. And if, like I said, if you're like Wally and I, where we're like, we'd rather be single than be miserable. Why? Like, what is your reason why you would rather be single than be with someone and be miserable?
Yeah, my reason is because I don't know. I don't want to get negative on here.
He wants his kumbaya.
Yeah.
He wants to be peaceful.
That's about it. Yeah.
All right.
My version of peaceful.
I don't know. I felt like for this episode, we were talking in peaceful tones for whatever reason.
Was I?
I don't know. I think we both were like kumbaya.
Maybe. Bring people down. No triggers.
No, this is not meant to trigger.
I don't want to trigger people.
No, it's not meant to trigger. It's just curiosity.
Curious.
That's pure curiosity. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thank you for...
We are children learning here.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode of Where Are the Adults? And we hope that you come back and check out all the other videos that we have in our catalog.
Please do.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.